Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Good evening, and welcome to the 6 o'clock news on KNOW Channel 17, the news show that takes you across the ocean and around the block with more news than you ever thought you needed to know. I'm Dick Smith.
And I'm Jane Jones. Our lead story tonight comes from Edville, Mississippi, where a prominent citizen, Mr. Humpty Dumpty, was found today by rescue workers after he apparently fell off a high garden wall. Edna White has the story in Edville.
Thanks, Jane. I'm here in Edville, Mississippi, talking to Police Chief Crowley. Chief, what a tragedy for all of you people today.
Well, Edna, the boys and I were just having our morning coffee and donuts when the call came in. This case is going to be a tough one to crack. It seems that Mr. Humpty Dumpty, a good egg around town, decided to climb up on a wall in his garden.
And why do y'all suppose he did that, sir?
Oh, well, he might have been egged on by some local ruffians, probably just to get cool. You know, it's been hot enough to fry eggs on. Oh, never mind. We're trying to get to the bottom of this and figure out what exactly happened here.
Well, it looks like y'all have got plenty of good help, sir.
Well, we got all the king's horses and all the king's men, but personally, I think it's too late.
Well, this is Edna White signing out in Edville, Mississippi. Breaking back to you, Jane.
A sad story. Thank you, Edna. And now in Munchkinland, Kansas, manslaughter charges have been filed against a young girl, Dorothy Gale. Here's Meredith Weston Topeka with the story.
Thanks, Jane. As you were saying, manslaughter charges have been filed today against Dorothy Gale and her terrier, Toto. Sources suggest she has directed a house to fall on an unsuspecting victim, who, by the way, has the same last name as myself, a woman named W.W. West. But I have been unable to find out if she is a relative.
Yes, never mind that, Meredith. Are Miss Gale's whereabouts known?
No, not at this time. But she has been rumored to have last seen heading toward Emerald City with other travelers. Some say a lion was among them.
Thank you, Meredith. And now, from across the wires of Cheddarville, Alberta, Sally Swiss from our affiliate station, WCHS.
Thank you, Dick. I'm here with 2 members of the Cheddarville City Council, Council Mouse Wilma and Council Mouse Maud. Wilma, can you tell me about the historic vote that took place here today?
Well, you see, the mice here in Cheddarville have decided to take charge of our own destinies. We're tired of being pushed around by the big cats in town.
Yeah, those cats, they can just run the place.
And how will the vote today help this situation?
Well, you see, we found this bell, and we voted to put it on the leader of the cat pack.
So we can hear him coming, when he tries to sneak up on us.
That's brilliant. Such a good idea. And who's going to put said bell on said cat?
We didn't really,
Maud! Me? Why me? I thought you were going to do it.
I never said that. After all, I had the idea.
Then you should carry it out.
No, you should.
No, you should.
You should.
You said
Quite the conundrum there in Cheddarville. Jane?
Yes. Who will put the bell on the cat?
Meanwhile, another conundrum in England. Pierce Wright from London has the story.
Hello, Pierce Wright here. It seems that a young lass named Eldest has been reported missing. She was last seen scampering down a large hole chasing after a white rabbit in a waistcoat. I have with me here Miss Liza Doolittle, who claims she has witnessed the scene. Tell me, Miss Doolittle, what did you see?
Big throat he was, blazing green eyes, with that bright red coat, carrying a pocket watch too.
And did you hear him say anything, Miss Doolittle?
Yeah, he said he was going to be late for something.
Did he say what he was going to be late for?
No, not really. Not for the likes of me to be questioned about the likes of him. I thought it was about peculiar.
And do you think the child Alice was forced to go with him?
Are we on the telly yet? Hello, Mum.
Miss Doolittle.
Sorry, I just get a bit carried away. I ain't never been on the telly before.
Yes, ma'am. And do you believe the child Alice was kidnapped?
More like rabbit napped. Funny thing though.
What's that? She was chasing him. And where were you when this was happening, Miss Doolittle?
Well, I'm right over there. Finding a pot of flowers over at McDougal's pub.
Thank you, Miss Doolittle. Back to you, Jane.
It seems that Alice's older sister has taken responsibility for the mishap. She claims to have subjected her restless sibling to the tiresome boredom of a book without pictures. As of this broadcast, Scotland Yard is investigating the situation, which it calls curiouser and curiouser.
And now, on the world economy scene, Wall Street is baffled by the sudden dominance of gold on the world market. Tiffany Silver has the story.
Thank you, Dick. I am here with the mystical ruler of the land, King Midas. King, can you tell us what exactly is going on in your kingdom today?
Search me. I woke up this morning, put my royal pants one leg at a time, just like any other day. And all of a sudden they turned to gold. Then my bedpost turned to gold. Even my cup of joe and my bowl of Lucky Charms turned to gold.
And, oh, that must be very exciting. Will you touch me? I'd like to be Miss Gold instead of Miss Silver.
I could, but you might be sorry. All this gold... This gold isn't gold. Remember that, Miss Silver.
Yes, and what do you plan to do with all this gold?
Give it away, the whole lot of it.
Yes, sir. May I keep this golden microphone?
Have it.
Thank you, King Midas. Back to you, Dick and Jane.
Interesting stuff. And speaking of golden riches, Jane, have you ever dreamed of being a princess?
Sure, what girl hasn't?
Well, it seems that an interesting search is going on in New Holstein, Wisconsin. A young Bavarian prince named Joseph Charming had danced the night away with a young woman. At the stroke of 12, the young woman fled, leaving behind one of her shoes. The prince was so disappointed that she had left him stranded on the dance floor.
How unusual.
Yes. We have invited Dr. Poindexter to the stands.
Thank you, Dick. It is rather incredible. Women from all walks of life have been scheduling themselves for foot reduction surgery. As you can see, the shoe is quite small. The procedure we are forced to use is to cut off...
Oh, pretty, may I?
Certainly, but it's no use. We will have to cut off... I beg your pardon?
It fits! Look at this!
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle!
Do you know what this means? Dick? Doctor?
That's your princess?
They have exceptionally small phalanges.
No, that's his anchor, signing off for good. Bye, Dick. Bye, Doctor.
And that concludes our news at 6 on KNOW.
Da-na-na-na, 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 da-na.
Details at 11. I like see.
That was just delightful. You know, one of the things about acting is if you're having fun doing it, the audience has fun as well. And it really doesn't matter, you know, what the scene is or what the play that you're in is. If you're having fun, the audience just catches on to that, and you can tell this audience was chuckling. When the audience chuckles, what do you have to do? If they chuckle out loud.
Stop, kind of pause a little bit so they can hear the
Yes. You don't want to be talking while the audience is chuckling, because then they can't hear what your next line is. So you can just pause and then continue on once once it dies down. I love the news anchors. The problem with being a news anchor is where to look as you're, you know, theoretically you're reading the news, right? You too, right? And so where do you look? Do you look up at the ceiling? Do you look at the audience? Probably in this circumstance, the best thing would be to pick a spot on the wall and just look at that as if you're reading off the teleprompter, you know, something like that. Or you could like pretend you have pantomime, you know, a sheet of paper in front of you so that you can look down at that and then up at the camera, down and up, something like that. So that might be a suggestion. But the style that the two of you had for your news delivery was right on the nose. I mean, that's just the way you hear it on, you know, the 6 o'clock news. So that was very well done. I particularly liked The, number 3, yeah. Wow, what a wonderful voice you have, young lady. Sometimes women have a husky voice like you have, and it's from smoking too much. But I assume that's not your intention. But what I do want to say is cultivate that voice and do whatever you can to.
Yeah, when I was listening to her, I'm like, who does she sound like? She sounds like somebody, but I couldn't put my finger on it, yeah.
Yeah, and go ahead, Tracy, you can continue.
Okay, I thought it was very funny. Although I agree with you that sometimes when you're doing the jokes, some of them at first kind of slip by me, then I'm like, oh, that was funny. And if you were just, slow down afterwards, so give us time to get the joke. Because you guys have heard them 100 times from practicing, and you know it's a joke, but sometimes the audience takes a little while to process that, oh yeah, that was funny. But yeah, you guys were very hilarious today. Number 8, I loved your accent.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was really good. 12, you are funny. And I love the anchors. I just thought it was great. And even when you couldn't remember your lines sometimes, you stuck with it and you came up and it just kept flowing right afterwards. Really, really enjoyed your performance.
Well done. Thank you. News.